Hi everyone, it's December 7th and today is our last full moon for the month, for the year of 2022. And then we have one more new moon coming up, I think the end 28th, I think it is, of December. But I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to do a Celtic cross, and what that is it kind of lays out, which you're not going to see me in a minute, you're going to see the cards. I'm going to lay out the cards in this specific spread to see what energies are coming in during this full moon, and also to share with us where we're going. So if you're someone that listens to the weekly, of course, that's also just more information, and everything can build upon. But in this particular spread that I'm doing, we're really looking at what's coming in today, the full moon. And then from there, we are going to see where we're going. And you can take this guidance and use it accordingly based on in your own life where you're going. And then also into 2023. So I'm almost done. Give me one more second. And then I'm going to show you all of the cards. And we're really asking what's coming in. It is a full moon in Gemini. So Gemini is all about communication. And we are also heading into the end of the year Mercury retrograde, which I think is also around the 28th of December. So I want you guys to keep all of these little things in mind and just put them in your spiritual tool belt and just put them in the back of your head. You don't have to use any of this as law, but really it's really guidance to just help you to just go on this journey and have more wisdom in your back pocket when you are going through things, when you're making decisions. So it's all laid out. So you're not going to see me anymore, but you're going to see the cards, okay? So hopefully I can flip this. Maybe not. Maybe you are going to see me. Okay, so I can't figure it out. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're going to start with the first card, which ironically says communicating freely. So this is our full moon in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is going retrograde at the end of the month. And what is coming up here is to work on communicating freely. I communicate from the depths of my being. So what this is saying to us, this energy that is coming in today during this full moon, is really asking us also, full moons are about releasing. So it's really asking you to really pull up out of you, where do you not communicate freely? Where do you not speak your truth? It's asking you to really dig in and figure it out so you can start to acknowledge that, so you could start figuring out when and where and how you want to begin to speak more freely. Stop holding yourself back. So here's an example that's coming up, and it's the stuff that's going on in the world. And for the last 2 years, we've been seeing things unravel after this illness came about. But a lot of people have either been forced to shut their mouths or have just felt uncomfortable to do that. And think of that in any situation in your life. Where do you really want to say what you feel, speak freely, but you hold yourself back because maybe you don't think it's going to be well received, or maybe people are going to find it insulting, or maybe people can't handle the truth. The energy that's coming into this full moon is release that barrier. Let it go. Because we have to start communicating more freely. You have to be able to say exactly what's in your heart and share it with others. And if they don't resonate with it and they don't receive it, that's their business. But that shouldn't mean that you have to hold yourself back from speaking whatever it is that you need to say. Now, what's the challenge? And the challenge is love. The challenge is, and what have we been actually talking about for the last 2 years, is going into the heart. The challenge is opening up the heart, because if there's something that you want to speak on and others don't want to hear it, First of all, they are already guarded and their heart is shut, but you are going to shut your heart also because you're going to feel rejected and you're going to feel like they don't want to hear you. So you're going to shut yourself off, and then you're not communicating freely and you're not coming from your heart and you're shutting your heart down. And why do we have to keep doing that? If there is something that you feel that you want to share, you shouldn't be held back from sharing it because maybe there's someone in your group of people you're speaking to that can't hear it. That's not your problem. It's time for us to come from a place of love and compassion. So when you're going to speak, imagine your heart is opening. Imagine your throat is opening. Ask to speak with compassion and then share what you have to say. Because it's time, this is the main theme, to start fresh, start new. This full moon is allowing us to release the limitations, the belief patterns, the thoughts, the ways of being, the values, everything that is no longer serving us as a collective and individually. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. We need to start coming more from a place of love. There is so much anger going on, and we need to start fresh, and we need to start new. Okay, so in the past position, we have been mending bridges. We have been going through a lot of fighting, a lot of that energy, of argumentative energy, whether in your life, I'm not going to keep saying that, but remember, everything I'm talking about is either in your life or in the collective. You see it in the collective. A lot of stuff is going on where bridges are being burned, but they really need to be mended. But can you rise above? And this is an interesting card. This is the present energy because I just wrote for the 2023 forecast for everyone that is signed up to do that. And if you're not, you definitely should if you're interested. The mantra for 2023 is I rise up. And look at the energy, rising. It's time to start rising up. It's time to start rising above. It's time. It says, I see beauty and I see grace. Beauty, grace, love, communicate freely. When you open up your mouth and communicate beautifully and freely, you rise up. Your energy rises up. And also what happens is you open up the heart. And also what happens is it's just a beautiful thing because you're starting fresh and you're allowing all this newness. And your intention, hopefully, is that it's of higher frequency. It's going to just feel so much better. What's coming up in the future is also hearing from spirit. You can hear more. When you communicate freely, you're opening up the throat chakra. When you open up the throat chakra, you're allowing all of the chakras that are going up the body to also open. And hopefully, if you're at this point, sometimes this is the last chakra to open. You might be aware of what's going on. You see it and you might know it, but you're afraid to speak it because you're not sure if it's going to be received. So when we finally speak our truth, we open ourselves to see, hear, feel, and know more messages from spirit. So in the future, hopefully you're going to allow yourself to receive, feel, or know something that's coming through for your highest good. Emerging from grace. That's a great card. You're opening yourself up again to beauty, to grace. I know that it's been a very heavy year, very heavy 2-3 years. But hopefully you are in a place, if you're listening to this, where you're opening up your heart more and you're opening yourself up more to the beauty that is all around us. We see what's going on in the world, but then do you look around outside and do you notice the beauty, the beautiful water, the beautiful sand, God's beautiful earth? Do you notice it? Or are you caught in the mundane and you're caught in what's going on? Can you step back and look at a broader perspective of where you live on this earth? It's beautiful. Can you start to embrace that more than you have before? We are breaking barriers. We said that already. We are breaking barriers. I am expanding beyond limitation into freedom. Communicate freely was our first card. When you break down the barriers and you start fresh, what happens? You break the barriers so that you are opening yourself up beyond the limitations to feel free. What does freedom mean to you? It may mean something different than it means to me. The point is, you have to be starting fresh and opening yourself up to feel freer than you ever have before. That's the energy that's coming through this full moon. And the outcome, if you follow what is happening here in this spread and you feel that this resonates with you, you are going to be making a difference. You are going to be shining your light. And essentially, if you're listening to this till this point, you are a light worker in some way. And what's a light worker? Someone that spreads light and love in this earth. So you are going to be making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. When you break down the barriers, when you speak your truth, when you open up your heart, when you come from more of a place of grace, what happens? You make a difference for yourself and in everybody's life around you. Even if it's a snippet, you are making a difference. So that's our energy. We are giving birth to newness as we step into 2023. I hope that you will join me in doing this. I hope that you will resonate with what came up in this energy. And if there's anything that is heavy, that you still feel like it's a lot and you need to release it, it's a good time to do so. It's a full moon. Release, write down everything that you are ready to let go of. Maybe it's a lack mentality. Maybe it's a fear. Maybe it's a financial worry or a job worry or a relationship worry. Write about it and then rip it up and burn it. Let it go. Give it to God. Realize that the more that you are focused on this fear or this worry, the more you're bringing it towards you. And that's not what you want to do. And that is not the energy of this reading for this full moon. You want to push it away. You want to say no more. You want to stand in your power and you want to figure out you have freedom to make new choices. What are you going to create for yourself? So I hope that this message helped you guys tonight for our full moon as we step into this new energy and enter into 2023. This is our December energy for the full moon in Gemini. Remember to communicate as clearly as you can. Have a great day. Bye-bye.